Okay, moving on. So let's now talk about what it looks like for the mother energy when you are balanced in the mother energy. What is needed? What is required? What's missing? What needs to be added? How do you know that you are off balance, and how do you know, and how do you maintain that upright position, that smooth and even energy that would keep your life running steady? Okay, so for the mother energy, I'm also very intimate with that because I have a kid. Um, he's 10 years old, well, almost 11 now, and the mother energy for me to maintain balance and the mother energy. What I feel like what is most needed is boundaries. Boundaries to know when my cup is when your cup is empty. Boundaries to know when to say no. Boundaries to know when to stop. Boundaries to know when. I guess the best way I could actually explain that in a way that I hope it was gonna make sense, this analogy. But just think of a mother who's breastfeeding, who's giving milk, and while you're breastfeeding, or after you breastfed for a while, and you realize, well, you run out of milk, you know you need to stop. You need to let your body regenerate some milk so you could just feed your children again. Hey, that's what came up for me. I don't know, maybe that's going to resonate with someone, and if you cannot resonate with that, okay, but maybe the different analogy will work best for you. But pretty much just to know when your cup is empty. As I mentioned before, when I do have a little bit of help because it looks differently when you are alone versus when you have a partner. Um, and I've experienced both, right? I've experienced being the single mom because after divorce, and I was doing mothering without having a husband. So, um, for me, when I'm in the mothering mode, I feel like balance for me looks like knowing when I need to rest, knowing when I need to create limit where I have time, when I get to be in that giver's mode, when I get to be that nurturing mode, when I'm doing for my kid, if I'm doing for my family, I'm present for them. And time when I need to be present for me and doing for me and taking care of me. I had to split that nurturing into, okay, time to nurture D and time to nurture them. It was me, my nurturing and their nurturing, because I feel like for me that was the right balance for me. And the mothering role is a very sacrificial. If you do not have a balanced mothering energy, it could become very sacrificial where you almost feel like the expectancy is almost depletion. Where you just give it all and you leave it all on the table, where you always doing too much, or you just being extra with everything, and it's almost like a switch is always on and you never turn it off. Balance for that phase looks different. Balance in that phase looks like knowing that, okay, I'm fatigued, I need to pass on, and I need to delegate, and I need to hire help if that's what's needed. I Perfect example, I did when I was in school and my son was young, and I needed to be a mother, but at the same time I was a student, and I did not have time to necessarily split it in that exact way of nurturing me and nurturing my son. But at that time, that looked like for me having a nanny. So I ended up having a caretaker to take care of him when I had to do schoolwork, and even when I wasn't doing schoolwork, I would have him be provided for by a nanny for that day or for a couple of hours, so that I could actually still take care of me, so I could maintain my sanity. Otherwise, because really, when you're being the mother, that doesn't mean all you do is nurture. Because we live in this modern day world, you still, if you have a family, you might still find yourself being other things. Like you might be the one that depending on what your lifestyle is, cook for the family or clean the house weekend after you clean after your child or whatever. And for me, I had to understand, well, what was most difficult for me to maintain was rest, because I remember how I was always exhausted. So I didn't mind. It was fun for me to cook for my family. It was fun for me to clean after. Not fun, but I didn't mind it at the time. I almost had a system set up there where it was kind of like, just doing that was meditative, was in a meditative state. I had the music on and I was cleaning. It was a joyful moment for me when I get to dance, move my body, exercise, and cleaning at the same time. That worked for me. But I didn't really have the wherewithal at that time to still be in the teaching mode, to do little things for him at that age when he was in that he would need to learn or whatever. So I had a nanny for him. So I didn't want to have to keep an eye on him on his every move, making sure he's not sticking his finger into the outlet, that sort of thing. So I had a nanny, and that was for me my way of providing for me and giving me space for me to actually care for myself. All right. And when I was doing that with his dad, my balance mode is to not feel like I need to do anything. There's help now. There's dad around. So I would literally delegate everything but my son tends to come to me for a lot of things, like, for playfulness, whatever, because I happen to be the fun one. His dad is very serious and I'm the playful one. So I guess for him being 10, mom is the fun way to go. So, but at the same time, when I feel like depletion set in, I would redirect him, to go to your dad and do this with him. And I needed to know when I had to draw the line, and when I needed to rest, when I needed to sleep more, when I needed to just leave the house altogether and have a girls' night out, when I needed to leave the house and spend hours pampering myself somewhere at a spa, get my nails done, hair done, and just spend time with women, spend time out shopping, spend time just doing nothing but being away from the family, because I knew that was my replenishment. This is what was needed for me at the time. And if I don't do that, well, the family don't want to be around me anymore. Fun mom was gone. It was bear mom now, because you talk to me, I'm grouchy. I'm in bear mode because I was empty. My cup was empty. I could no longer be this loving, fun mom because I was exhausted. So for me, I understood balance for me looked like knowing when to withdraw so I could replenish, knowing when my cup was empty and be like, okay, D, it's time for you to replenish yourself. That mom mode only for, I'm nurturing myself now. I'm being my own mother. I'm giving myself the nurturing needs that I need by replenishing myself, by understanding what refill my cup, what brings me pleasure, what brings me joy, what put me in that fun feminine energy, and always make sure I monitor what is my current need at the time. Do I have to give? Do I have to give? Or what do I have to give? And so balance for when you're in the mother energy, it looks different. It looks like always being aware. It looks like being aware of your own body, aware of what the family needs is after your own. You have to learn to put yourself first, because if you have nothing to give, then you have nothing to give. Or you're coming from a state of depletion versus from a state of overflow. And I'm all about overflow. When it stops being fun for me to hang out with my family and to be playful, when I start being moody, that's when I'm like, I'm in the wrong energy here. What does Daphne need? What do I need? Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I fed everybody and I didn't eat. Oh, I'm dehydrated, even though I made water available. I fill every, because we have bottles, we each have our bottles. I fill everybody's bottles of water, and I haven't even touched mine. And what doesn't even look like when you're in partnership and when you're not. Like I said before, when I was doing this by myself, when I was single and I was divorced and I had my son with me, I had to develop systems. Those systems will help you. System that would, like, I had the bottle of water, I still do. That have the 2 o'clock, yay, good morning, 3 o'clock. They had numbers, had hours, they have little pick me up. I had alarms system that would remind me to stretch, that would remind me to go for a walk, that would remind me to go do something fun, and that sort of thing. So when you have a family, when you have like a partner that cares about your well-being, it looks very different, and because you still have someone that helps you monitor the levels for you. Now, I did talk in my course. There is a whole lesson about what it is that how do you find out then what puts you in that juicy, fun energy when you're in that mother mode. Actually, in all the stages, I have a cheat sheet version of that in the course that would help you identify quickly what puts you in that fun mode, what replenishes your cup, what refuels you. Anyway, I think I covered everything I wanted to cover for this phase, and I will talk to you guys in the next one, and I will continue debating the topic. All right, bye.